Hey Sinners, how you doing? Sean here, and this is day 2 of our author introductions to support the incredible event that we have happening this Saturday at Fairless Hills Barnes& and Noble at the Court at Oxford Valley. We are moderating, Shannon and I. Oh, sorry, Shannon. It's not all about me always, although I try to make it that way. Shannon and I are moderating the panel for Summer Screams, which is going to include the incredible authors Nicole Wolverton, Todd Keisling, Laura Parnham, Vincent Torrado, who you met yesterday in our introduction, and Danye Coles. Holy cow, we're so excited to be moderating this panel. It starts from noon until 2. The first hour is going to be the author panel discussion, and then the second hour is going to be the book signing. It's just going to be an incredible afternoon of horror goodness, and please come down and join us. So for our second day of author introductions, we have none other than the maestro of terror himself, Todd Keisling. I'm still mad at you, Todd. Devil's Creek was so scary that I have to sleep with the lights on, and my neighbor's lights on.
Hey, Cinners, how's everybody doing tonight? We have a very special little mini episode. We have a fantastic author panel coming up in Pennsylvania on the 17th that Shannon's going to talk about in a moment. And one of those incredible authors is none other than Todd Keisling. We're so excited and honored that you're with us tonight. And we can't wait to actually sit down and be with you in person, but we figured this was a great way to break the ice. But for anyone who's into horror, you know who Todd is. But if there's somewhere on an ice, somebody somewhere on an ice floe that doesn't, let me just tell everyone what Todd Keisling's all about. He's a writer and a designer of the horrific and the strange. His books include Scanlines, The Final Reconciliation, the Monochrome Trilogy, and of course, Devil's Creek, a 2020 Bram Stoker finalist for superior achievement in a novel. Todd, I have a bone to pick with you because I'm still having nightmares. So
Oh,
thank you.
nice.
Thank you for that.
You're
Oh my,
welcome.
what a novel. Oh, I mean,
Thank you.
we're going to hash it when we're in person. We're really going to hash it out. But that novel is just, it is nightmare fuel times a billion. Okay, where was I? A pair of his earlier works were recipients of the University of Kentucky's Oswald Research and Creativity Prize for Creative Writing, and his second novel, The Liminal Man, was an Indie Book Award finalist in horror and suspense. And he lives in Pennsylvania with his family, and we cannot thank you enough for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. And Sinners, a spoiler alert, but you might be seeing more of Todd in the future, so there's that to look forward to. Shannon, do me a favor. Before I ask Todd some questions, could you just give the event, details?
Yeah, so we're going to be moderating a panel. It's going to be in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania, the Barnes and Nobles. That's going to start. I think, as we mentioned, it's already going to be Saturday, August 17th. So we got about a week and a half or so, maybe less than a week by the time this airs. But it starts at noon on that day. But we definitely encourage everybody to get there early because we definitely think this is going to be a really big event.
Yeah. Nicole Wolverton was kind enough to ask us to moderate, but she's been telling us that that area's got a really great horror scene, and the crowd's expected to be big and excited and enthusiastic. So we're really looking forward to it. So, Todd, I have to ask you. We're going to be hashing out horror that day. We've got the first hour is going to be the panel. The second hour, of course, we have a book signing, which is really exciting. So please, people come down, bring your books, buy your books, please buy the books, and let's get them signed. But Todd, I have to ask you. All right, so what are you looking forward to as we're talking about horror, as we're promoting your stuff? What do you have on the horizon? What do you want to promote?
So, I'm always going to be promoting backlist stuff, of course. Devil's Creek, as you mentioned, that's my biggest seller. My second collection, Cold, Black, and Infinite, which came out September of last year, was a 2023 Bram Stoker Award nominee as well. That's mostly what I've been promoting this year so far. However, this was just recently announced. We sold my next novel titled The Sundowner's Dance to Shortwave Publishing, and it comes out April of next year and is already available for pre-order now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Awesome.
what I'll do, Todd, is I'll put a link in the show notes, and we'll start
Perfect.
pointing people in the direction of the pre-order for sure.
Cool. Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about that novel? Just a little teaser.
Sure. So it does exist in the Southland universe, same as Devil's Creek,
Oh,
and
excellent.
several stories in Cold Black and Infinite. Although it doesn't take place down south, it actually takes place here in Pennsylvania in the Poconos, and it involves a recent elderly widower who downsizes and moves into an over 55 retirement community. And it's a little weird, and the people are kind of strange. They're very outgoing, they're all extremely sociable. He just wants to be left alone to spend the rest of his years in isolation and grieve quietly. But there's a community association that really wants him to take part in their nightly parties and their monthly barbecues down at the park, where there just so happens to be a gigantic meteorite embedded in the earth, and they're all worshiping it.
Oh, come
Huh.
on, come
So
on.
that's all I'm gonna say. It's I pitched it. To my agent pitched it to publishers as the movie Cocoon meets The Color Out of Space by H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, I love that.
It's
I love everything
hardcore
about that.
cosmic horror, um, and it deals heavily with the impact of dementia and on the elderly protagonist, and comes from a very heartfelt place. I wrote it when I was imagining my life without my spouse when we had a cancer scare a couple of years ago,
Oh,
and that's
gotcha.
where the story came from. And so I imagined myself, okay, what would I do if I lost her and I had to carry on? Like, what would that look like in my 70s? And that's how the Sundowners Dance came to be. So I'm very
That's
excited for people to read it. It's a bit of a departure from my normal stuff, but at the same time, it's not. Uh,
okay.
but I can't really explain it more than that without spoiling anything. So
I,
That's
yeah,
fair. That's
please don't
fair.
spoil it. I already know that I'm going to get the shit scared out of me. You had me at cosmic horror, so I'm there. Pre-order imminent. Once
nice,
once we're done here, click.
I know.
excellent.
You already got 2 pre-orders right here.
Oh, that's
Thank you,
fantastic.
thank you.
That's fantastic. So, yeah, I mean, on the panel, we're going to be talking about all things horror because we've got such an array of different subgenres. We've got some middle school. We have very adult horror with you. We've got some YA, some gothic. We've got such a great mix that I think it really lends itself to a fun time and an interesting conversation. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it.
Hmm.
I think it'll be fun. I think it'll
Yeah.
definitely be a great conversation.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do, Sinners, all of Todd's works are going to be. What I'll do is I'll put a link to your website, but I'm also going to make sure that I put a link for the pre-order for the new novel. But please go on Todd's website and check out all his back catalog. They're all bangers. Devil's Creek is just going to. If you haven't read this novel, do yourself a favor. Like I said, it's just nightmare fuel. I know that gets tossed around so much, but it's true. You scared the living hell out of me.
Oh, thank you. That's exactly what I set out to do. You specifically.
Yeah,
You
no,
specifically.
no.
Todd's like, I accomplished my goal.
Yes.
Before we go, though, because I know he's going to be listening, Todd, do you have anything that you'd like to say to Robert Atone?
Yeah, Rob, buddy, you got a head full of ass, man. A head full of ass.
I don't know what that means, but I know he's probably dying laughing right now, and that's good enough for us.
He knows what it means. He knows.
Oh, and Robert, we're going to be with Todd for the most of the day on the 17th, and we're going to get some real good stories about you, buddy. So be prepared.
I'm
And
going to tell them all about the Long Island Double, Rob. Your
yeah,
favorite.
we already got a little blurb on that one. I can't wait to hear more. But
Yeah.
okay, all right, Mr. Atone. Yeah, get ready to have your chops busted when we get back.
Robert, you got some splaining to do.
Exactly. You know what he would say right now, though? If he was in the fourth box, he'd just go, "Fuck you," and that
Yeah,
would be it.
pretty much.
Todd,
we
can't wait
respect
to. We can't wait to meet you in person on the 17th. Thank you so
Likewise.
much for coming on tonight. We cannot wait to have you back. And again, wait, we didn't spoil it, did we? Did we say what movie that we're going to do with Todd?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Keeping this one a secret.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody. Take care.
That's a cut.